All right. And
I lost sharing. Sorry. Share it again.
Okay, it's back there.
Sorry, we're having trouble with our sharing.
That's okay. We see your slides now.
Oh, that's not it.
Okay, sorry.
All right, so the next one is the family is a place for teaching children and training leaders. You know, I really truly believe that what is that caught is more than taught. That what your kids see you do is a lot more powerful than what they hear you say. Words can be strong, but action can be stronger. Do you guys all agree? I know I can hear you, but I'm sure you guys agree. The strongest impact, however, on our children is when they hear and see a consistent message from their parents. When their parents' words and actions come together, it forms a very powerful statement about the family's value system. So we try to teach our kids to be kind and generous. You know, in mid-March of this year, when the governor of California had announced that there's going to be a lockdown of the state due to COVID. Has anyone heard of COVID? I'm sure you have. So we rushed to Davis, California to pick up my son's stuff. My son was going to school there, and then so we were in a hurry, grab all his stuff, and we can bring it back to Southern California. On our way back home from Davis, we exited the freeway, got into a store, stopped by a store, and purchased some snack and used the restrooms. As I was exiting the strip mall, I saw this homeless man who looked very hungry at the outskirt of the parking lot, close to Taco Bell. I wasn't about to give him cash, so I said, you know what? I'm gonna go get him some burritos. So I drove to Taco Bell on the drive-through window and purchased a burrito for him. And I know that he saw me leaving the drive-through window. And as I was driving closer to him, I rolled my windows down and I said, "Sir, would you like a burrito?" And he said, "No, thank you." And I was like shocked. I said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." So I got back on the freeway and I asked my family, "I don't understand. I'm confused. He looked very hungry. He looked like he had nothing to eat all day. Why would he refuse my burrito?" And then Sean said, "Well, Dad, that goes to tell you about the burrito supreme from Taco Bell. Even a hungry homeless man would refuse it." Brothers and sisters, I'm not doing a Yelp review on Taco Bell. I'm trying to align my words and my actions together and just teaching my kids the things that I say are the things that we're supposed to be doing because I believe that they can absorb it better.
So the family is the heart of evangelization, since it's where the faith is first encountered, passed down, lived, and nourished. And sustained. So let me tell you a story about my son Sean. So Sean is our favorite story in this particular talk.
Not favorite child because they just don't. They're right. Listening, so we can't say those kind of things.
Right. But anyway, when Sean was in middle school, it was a time for us where money was really tight for us during that time, and it was also the same time when smartphones were started becoming more popular for the younger generation. So his friends started having a smartphone or owning one, but Sean never asked us to to buy him one. He just continued on using his flip phone, and maybe he knew then that we couldn't afford one. But even then, I never felt any sense of envy or jealousy from Sean for not having something that his friends have. Our children, they don't have like daily allowance or weekly allowance. They just live off whatever little money that we give them.
I remember, yeah, when they were like growing up, I would tell Sean, you know what, when you open up the door when I come home from work, I'm going to give you $1. So if he knows I'm coming home, he would do a beeline from the kitchen to the front door and then open the door for me. And I gave him $1. So every week he makes $5. That's his allowance for the week. His friends were probably getting $25, $30 a week, but he was happy with the $5 that he was getting from us or from me.
Yeah, but even with the little that Sean had then, he was able to save up for him to be able to purchase his own high school yearbook. In fact, during his high school senior year, towards the end of the school year, when it was time for them to return borrowed books from the library, we found out that the book that he borrowed, he accidentally spilled water on it, and so there was water damage, and library doesn't accept water damage books. And so Errol was upset and angry because we had to pay. And so what he told Sean was to ask the librarian to see what his options are if he doesn't have the money to pay for the books. So the librarian told him, well, you can work for it. You can do janitorial jobs on the school ground to pay for the damaged book. And so he did that for about 1.5 weeks. Every after school, he goes, helps out, or he did make the janitorial job on the ground. It was during that time when most of his friends who are seniors are having their best time, having their last hurrah, because it's like their final year in high school. And Sean ended his janitorial thing like about 2 to 3 days before high school graduation. It was tough, but it taught him lessons. Like he learned that it's not easy to earn money. He developed appreciation and respect for the janitors in his high school. But most importantly, it built character. And the difficult circumstances molded our children to live simply. They're satisfied with the simple things that they have without having that feeling that they lack anything. So my point for sharing with you all of these stories about Sean, our children, is to illustrate that Christian families have a mission. We impart character and values to our children to contribute to the society that we live in and to sustain for many generations to come. We have different ways of raising our families. There are some who raise their family as like giving and charitable and generous family. They probably even go on mission trips to help build homes for the poor or raise money or distribute food for the homeless. There are some families who raise a Marian family who has deep devotion and love for our Blessed Mother. They probably even, they pray the rosary every day, or they probably lead Black rosaries in their communities, or even go on pilgrimages to visit apparition sites of our Blessed Mother. But whatever it is, our children will have an impact, big or small, to the society that we live in for many years to come. We go out there to evangelize. We introduce our faith to others. We serve in our church community, and those are all noble, significant, and life-giving. But as Christian families, raising our children for God's kingdom is the very core of evangelization. It's the very fundamental place where we can fulfill God's mission to proclaim the gospel, to convert, to transform.